everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on the 2020 film Dolittle. Now, Dolittle is meant to be a 2020 adventure fantasy film, which was directed by Stephen Gannon, as well as being based on the Dolittle book series created by Hugh Lofton. And I think a lot of people remember the Eddie Murphy one, which had a kind of more sort of Eddie Murphy as the sort of suburb Dr. Dolittle. I would say the point of Robbie Downey Jr. doing Dolittle is keeping true to what the character was. And I think the point of Robbie Downey Jr. playing Dolittle is taking a break from Iron Man and focusing on something different. So the premise of the film is meant to take place in the Victorian era, where Dr. Dolittle has shut down his animal sanctuary after losing his spark and after losing someone he cares about, and isolates himself away from the world. After meeting a young boy known as Tommy, who ends up saving the life of the squirrel, we see how Tommy is amazed and even taken in by the wonders of Dr. Dolittle, and we kind of see how Tommy is meant to be more like fascinated with Dr. Dolittle's world and wants to be something like him. But of course we see how that the Queen has been poisoned, and it's up to Dr. Dolittle and Tommy and Dr. Dolittle's band of animals to help save the day. I would say Robbie Downey Jr. really does try to play Dr. Dolittle well. Like, he's meant to be a bit of an oddball. He has his own ways of talking with the animals, despite what people think of him. And I think the point of Tommy is that he's kind of meant to be different from his uncle and aunt. Like, he doesn't want to hunt things, but wants to be something else different, which I think definitely works with his character. But I kind of feel you could have had a moment with Tommy to talk with Dolittle about how he wants to be something more than just something else, and maybe have it that Dolittle does sympathise with him. I also do feel when you've got Dr. Dolittle's old classmate and rival, Dr. Blair Moodfly, I feel his character doesn't really work as much. Like, I think he's the typical kind of villain who's just thrown into the sidelines, not really having much of a reason, instead of being kind of annoyed with Dolittle's abilities and want to prove that he's better than him. And I kind of feel with the other voices of the animals and the characters do have a certain trope. Like, Chi-Chi is meant to be a shy but kind-hearted mountain gorilla. You have Polly Esner being the kind of voice of reason and more of the narrator. And I think when you got Yoshi, who's meant to be a happy-go-lucky polar bear, does try to kind of be the adventurous one. And I think when you've also got basically an ostrich-like character is just thrown in to be one of the sideline characters. And I think what's actually interesting is you actually do notice some of the voice actors, like Emma Thompson playing Polly Esner, who is known for playing Nanny McPhee. And you even had Selena Gomez playing Betsy, a friendly giraffe, who is also known for being in Wizards of Waverly Place and the second Cinderella story film. And I think what's interesting is the voice actress for Will back in the old TV show, which, at Kelly Sables, actually voices one of the mice. And I think what Dolittle tries to do is keep true to what Dr. Dolittle is, but I think because of the adult humour, the poor plot, and the kind of rushed moments where some things feel a little like it was thrown together but not really taking time with, I think people expected Robbie Downey Jr. to be something more like Iron Man. But I think the point of Robbie Downey Jr., I think, wanted to be remembered for something more than just a guy in a suit of armor. Because the point about doing a movie is about being remembered for something else than being in a iconic film role. I think it's like Mark Hamill wanting to be remembered for more than just Star Wars. And I think it's kind of like Tara Strong wanting to be remembered for something other than being Batgirl or Ben 10, something different. The point about breaking from your typecast role is showing you want to be remembered for something than just one role or something more. I think Dolittle is more of a bench warmer. I think with the humour and story, it's not really going far with it, but it's still an okay movie. So it deserves a thumbs in the middle. Kind of alright, but kind of okay. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.